Hey guys, Age here, back with more Genshin Impact, returning after a year? I think I've been away. Let's continue this story. I'm ready to this to be done. Oh. You know, I played a little bit just before recording. It's like, oh my god, so much stuff to unlock, new places to explore. Jeez. There was this place I accidentally opened up. Where was it? Over here. I'm like, oh, I have this teleport here. Like, oh, cutscene. Boom. So I don't know what patch this is. Like, is this part of the Hydro region? Or is this Leeway region? Like, in between. And she's like talking about tea and everything. I'm like, okay, it's probably Leeway. You're a little racist, Chinese people and Asian. It was so fun. So I've like been watching like Asian dramas and stuff like that. I don't know, man. It's just the Western cinema and Eastern cinema is so different. Eastern cinema embraces like cartoonish sound effects and over exaggerated villains and things like that. Like, for instance, there's constantly a constant. Like, I've been watching a lot of historical dramas, historical comedies, historical period dramas where it's like, you know, it's the something dynasty and it's like the emperor and all that stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you get these two characters, one of them is upset, and so she sits down, puts her head on her arm, and then closes her eyes. And it's like, oh, she fell asleep. I'm like, that's bullshit. She can't fall asleep like that. If she really did fall asleep, her head would have drooped down off of her arm. Anyone knows who actually fell asleep at their desk as a high school student knows
My
that,
people
yeah,
are
when you
used
put
to the
your
desert
head on
life,
your arm,
but still,
when you actually
I
doze
hope that
off
one
or fall
day they'll
asleep,
be able to find
your
an
arm
oasis
goes
of their own
slack.
and leave the sandstorms
And your arm falls
behind for a
down.
better life.
So it's like, seeing this, I'm like, and it breaks the immersion because you know it's like, okay, in Western cinema, when someone is asleep, they actually look asleep. They're in their bed or they're lying down or their body's like relaxed. Like, they understand how, you know, people look like when they're asleep. But in Eastern cinema, their head is always on their arm, or they sit down for 2 seconds and they fall asleep. And I'm like, that's unrealistic and bullshit. And once you break that immersion, and then it's like, oh, romantic scene, the guy's touching her face. I'm like, this is kind of weird. I always get like, this is weird because you know she's not asleep, and it's such bad acting that I can't get over it. So it's like, oh god, imagine, it's hilarious. It's not romantic at all. It's like, because of their concept of
The
what a
desert's
person
a
looks
tough
like when they're
adversary,
asleep.
but at least it
It's
doesn't hide anything.
Really bad.
What?
And then another, like I said, mentioned before in one of my videos, but probably never people ever saying, Eastern cinema hasn't understood the concept that children can't act. Use them to the utmost minimum in any TV show or movie, but no. Asia just like, oh, flashback scene. Let's just get two random children and let them have a concept of adult concepts of love and revenge and what their parents are doing, or a 15 ingredient list recipe, and then the child lists like the 100-step recipe to make it, or something so stupid. Or constantly the child is crying, and of course children can't cry on demand or look realistic. So on one of these scenes, he's just been told his father died, and the hero and the heroine are in this carriage. So the child, he pushes his face onto the bench and just That's the sound. Like, that's all he's doing. That annoying sound for like 3 to 4 minutes while the two other characters are talking to each other. And then the guy asks, like, do you remember what your father's secret recipe is? Like, yes, I do. And then he goes on to list like a 40 ingredient step-by-step instruction with times and things like that in it. I'm like, that is so unrealistic. A child would actually remember all that and understand. Oh god, the cats, they constantly use this. Like, they don't learn. Like, I saw like period dramas from like 10 years ago and then period dramas now, and they're exactly the same. They haven't changed. No one has ever told, stop using children. Be more realistic, alright? Stop being over the top for sort of serious dramas and things like that. And then, yeah, like I said, that it's very cartoonish because even in serious dramas and things like that, they use cartoonish effects. Like someone raises an eyebrow and there's a little sound effect to it, or a girl blinks at a guy, and then there's also sound effect every time she blinks. So I'm like, you don't do that. Yeah, it works in anime because it's cartoonish, but in live drama, no. It's really sad, but you know, I can only handle like I go back between. It's like I watch anime, then I watch some Asian drama, and then I play some video games. It's like I can only stand so much at a time. The good thing, see, the good top thing that I actually keep watching Asian dramas because their stories are so creative, much better than Hollywood. Their stories are much more out there in time travel, space, and lore and mythical creatures all bounced into there and stuff like that. It's much more varied. While Western cinema, like right now, it sucks. It's very woke, female empowerment and stuff, to the detriment of everything else. They're just trying to send a political message that women are on top. They're better than everything. Everyone's a lesbian and gay and all that stuff like that. And it's like that's their main objective, is to push this message that everything else suffers. The actors, the casting, the writing, the story, the locale, the everything is really bad. They don't care what they're putting out. They just want to use this. Whatever they're using, it could be Star Wars, it could be Star Trek, it could be Terminator, it can be back then it was Game of Thrones, it was Star Wars, it was right now the Marvel. They're all using it as a platform to launch their message. They don't care about anything else, even video games too. Anyways, that's enough rambling. Let's get to start.
And whether you take on the challenge is entirely up to you.
I gotta say that this whole Hydro arc is boring. Like, solve this mystery. To solve this mystery, you have to solve these 2 sub-mysteries. And then once you solve these 2 sub-mysteries, you get a little story progression. And then after that, you have to go back and do this mystery. It's like, oh, fuck, man. Where's actual action in this game?
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Seishween.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijuin is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea.
Sorry about that.
My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Mirapede.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Linny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Mirapede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the 2 factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Risley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The 2 of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the 3 of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden? Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Yeah. Free water.
meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijwin? Mm-hmm. And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well. Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like. Me too! Don't forget Paimon! No problem. Just leave it to me. So delicious. Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day. Feeling full yet? How's the food? Delicious. I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment. Sijwin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you. You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear. Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well? Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Clorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger. You were all super considerate and really thought everything through. It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos. Get a good night's rest, you two. You've both worked very hard.
I'm curious, like, I know that she's probably a 4-star, Sijuin. I'm really curious about what skills she has. Because, like, she's a nurse, right? So she's a healer, right? And the healers that I use is Barbara. I want to use Jean, but she only her. I think her burst heals, and she has to attack. But I haven't been able to get any good artifacts for her. Yeah, I think like one of her skills is like when she attacks, she can heal the party based on her attack. That's why I stacked attack on her. Okay, 2 points that. I don't like using Chi-Chi.
1, 2, breathe. 3, 4, and...
My other healer is Diona. That was her name, yeah. She shields and heals the party, which is really good. And then, out of principle, I don't use
Adventure Team, assemble!
Bennett because everyone did when I was playing this game. It's like, oh, you gotta get Bennett all the way up, blah blah blah. He increases the party's attack, and he heals the party, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, everyone uses them. I'm like, oh, that's so annoying. But when you look at the video and everyone is doing the same thing, it's really annoying.
Oh, ow!
And then the same thing for where are you? There he is. And then for the longest time, like an entire year, I stayed away from Kazuha because everyone used him. Yeah, because he was seriously OP. Just for his skill to draw in characters, like I wanted him in my party, but like I said, on principle, I didn't want to use characters that everyone else used constantly. So the longest time, I didn't use Kazuha, and then it was after the whole Inazuma arc, and then halfway through the Dendro, I finally pulled for Kazuha, because then people were using other people. Because of the hype and stuff like that. Another one of my favorite characters is Yomiya. I just like her rapid fire bow attacks. Like her with Raiden is really good. See, like Yomiya is my main fire attacker. Her skill allows her to enchant her bows with fire, and then she's using fire arrows, and then you just get another skill that also auto attacks with you, and then you automatically get the elemental reactions and things like that. Oh. Who else? Official. I remember when I started this game, I main Beidou.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Parry. I just wish that. I just wish that she were like, her parry was like every 2 seconds, so you could just like parry bosses and enemies constantly with your timing. Then it becomes like a total skill-based character. Like, yeah, you can use her, but in the hands of a master of knowing every enemy's attack pattern and just blocking.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
But like I said, her skill cooldown sucks. Where's it? Cooldown? Yeah, 7.5 seconds. That sucks, man. It should be something like, on a successful parry, it reduces the cooldown by 6 seconds, so you could parry again. Oh, what was her super? I think her super was... like an AoE shield? Yeah, that damages people nearby. Yeah, okay, I remember that now, yeah. Oh, okay, I can't believe I wasted... Did I? It was her, right? Yeah, God. She's another type of healer, but... not as good. And then it's like, oh, I leveled this one as a healer, too. Again, a waste. Yeah, okay. Continue on. Kind of remember so long ago. It's like, why did I raise this character? What was their skills? Like, I'm using these characters because I'm just trying to get their friend card. My main party is Yay? What was her name again? God damn, I keep forgetting her name. Yeah, Yay Miko. Yay Miko. Yay Miko, Kazuha. Who else? Who else was it? Oh, the sleepy girl. Where is she? Layla? Layla, and just a healer at the bottom. I mostly always try to keep all the elements different. I don't like same element parties. Yeah, I try to stay away from the characters that are like increase party members' damage by having this character in your party. I'm like, no, I just want one Geo. I don't want another.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too? Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
Out of my way! Get out of my way!
What happened? Why is everyone running?
No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
I think I hear an alarm. Finally, some shit is happening. Woo! I'm so happy.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye!
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here.
So I'm guessing the pipe blew. The seal.
Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We had